I'm going to share this with you. This is something I've been kind of, as I've been studying, it seems to make sense to me, and I might like your opinion on this too, maybe towards the end. But the idea of what a chiasm, I mean, you've probably heard this in some of your other Bible classes, that chiasm, there's a lot of literary chiasm in the Bible. And I kind of relate it to like musical structure, like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. If you look at the musical structure of that, it's an A-B-A pattern. So you've got Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, how I wonder what you are. There's A. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. That's B. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. There's A again. So you've got that A-B-A structure. As I've been doing this, I've been looking at the various dwelling places of God throughout the Bible. And the tabernacle is the first one that's really covered in depth. But the very first temple was the Garden of Eden. That was the first garden temple. And you probably talked about that in Genesis. We move on. The second part is the tabernacle. And the tabernacle was meant to be mobile. It was a tent that was out in the wilderness. They move on to the temple, which is a fixed place in Jerusalem. And at the center of it all, the answer to all the questions in Sunday school is Jesus. Jesus himself was God incarnate. He was with us, and his presence was with us. But then as we go back the other direction, we have man, and now God is dwelling within man through the early church in Jerusalem. And so you can kind of look at that fixed location in Jerusalem again. The next step that parallels the tabernacle is man on mission in the world, being mobile and a light to the nations. And then finally we end up back in the garden temple in the New Jerusalem of Revelation. And so I'm not going to tell you this is the way it is, because this is one of those things that this is something I've been kind of coming to my own conclusion on, and I'm not finding a whole lot of authors that are even really discussing this. And so as we go through the course of the day, if we have time to come back to that, I'd really like to hear your opinions on that, to see if you think you see something in that, if that makes sense. So take it with a grain of salt, but I wanted to share that with you anyway. So